method called the certainty equivalent coefficient method. And specifically, I will be doing this question of August 2022. August 2022, I'll be doing the August 2022, question number 1A. This is the question you should be looking at. Be looking for this question here. August 2022, question number 1A. So whenever they talk of certainty equivalent coefficient method, we are supposed to appreciate the fact that our CEC method, we normally ascertain net present value. We normally ascertain net present value using certain cash flows, and the risk-free rate of return as the discounting cost of capital, So we have an example here where we have 1, 2, 3. Then we have our cash flows, and then we have the certainty equivalent coefficient. CEC stands for certainty equivalent coefficient. All right, and then they have given us additional information. Initial outlay is 13.5. Cost of capital is 10%. Risk-free rate of return is 7%. Risk-free rate of return is 7%. And then we are required to determine NPV. And I was explaining something very, very easy here. That the very first thing that you need to do here is to come and give us what we call the certain cash flows. Certain cash flows. How do we get these certain or certainty cash flows? We shall take the cash flows that we have here, which are the normal expected cash flows. Like the first year, I expect to get 10%, but I'll rather 10. But I'm only certain of 90% of this. 90. So I'm only going to work with the cash flows that I'm certain about. So now how do we get these certainty cash flows? We shall take the cash flows times the certainty equivalent coefficients. So then come here straight away and take 10 times 0.9. This gives me 9. 12 times 0.8 gives me what here, somebody? 9.6 there. Lastly, we have 15 times 0.6. 9. And then now you come and create the last column here, which is the column of PV. Create the last column here, which is the column of present value interest, what you have found. But now remember that here we shall use which cost of capital? Risk-free. Risk-free. You should not be cheated with this cost of capital. We shall use risk-free because we are certain about these cash flows. So there are no risks there. So we should use always here risk-free rate of return, which is 7%. Abracadabra. Is there somebody who is able to remember the formula of PVIF? PVIF equals good. It is 1 plus R raised to negative what here? Negative N, isn't it? Yeah. So we know that our R, cost of capital, is 7%. 7%. So then the first one will be 1 plus 0.07 raised to negative 1. So this one here will be the same as 1.07 raised to negative 1, which gave you guys what figure? 0.9346. 0.9346 like that. That is the first one. And then we have the second one, which will be 1.07 raised to negative 2 because of year 2. Because of year 2, which gave you guys what figure here? 8734, isn't it? 8734. And then lastly, we have here 1.07 raised to negative 3 because of the third year. The board is too bright. The board is too bright. You should be able to do something very easy. Great. How about now? Is it much better? This is much better, right? Much better. Great. So then we have here 1.07 raised to negative 3, which gives me what figure, somebody here? 0.8163. And then a great ninja is asking, why are we using 7% and not 10% there? It's because of the definition of certainty equivalent coefficient method. Look at that definition there. We ascertain NPV using certain cash flows and what here? Risk-free rate of return. Risk-free rate of return. You don't use the normal cost of capital. And we say, ladies and gentlemen, we say that we are using basically risk-free because we are certain of these cash flows here. No risks at all. No risks at all. Okay, so I'm at home. I'm now happy. So what I need to do is to come and squeeze my PVs here to create space here. To create space here for PV here. So we have here 0.9346, 0.8734, 0.8163. So please come and give me the DCFs, the discounted cash flows. Please give me the DCFs there. These two decimal places, remember. So now you take the certainty cash flows times the PVFs, isn't it? Yeah, times the PVFs and discounted cash flows. So according to Mary Ann, my friend, assistant teacher, not my friend, assistant teacher, 8.41, 8.41, 8.41, 8.41. And then we have 9.6 times 0.87, 34. 0.87, 34. For the very first time, when we was come late to my class, I don't know what happened. We shall overcome. 8.3, 8.38, 8.38, 8.38. And then lastly, what do we have here? 7.35. So once we reach there, what should we do next? We add, isn't it? Now you add. Now you add. So when you add in this case here, you will come and give us the total present value. You add that. So please add for us. Please add for us. Give us the total present value. So according to Marianne, the assistant teacher, 24 point what here somewhere? 1.4. Thank you very much. And then you come and less you less IO, isn't it? You less IO, you less IO, you less initial outlay. I can see Jane Modanga has given me 24.41. That is good enough. Is it 41 or 14? 14. Yeah, typo. That's okay. So here's the initial outlay, which happens to be, you know, this is initial outlay, isn't it? Which happens to be what here, somebody? 19.1. Which will end up now giving me the net present value. Net present value will be equal to what here? Now, Maureen, you are wrong. Frida, you are wrong. You've missed one mark. You've missed one mark. So net present value is 10.64, isn't it? And because it's positive, what do we do there in brackets? You must write it. Nobody remember to write that. That's a one free mark, which can make you go places that you've never seen before. Viable. That's how you write NPV. Now you see, this is a simple question. If you get a lazy examiner who does not do research, they will always give you CEC. The lazy examiners will always give you the certainty equivalent coefficients. But if you get sharp and bad examiners like myself, we can't give you CEC. We can't give you CEC, no. Like in this question here, question 6, or not question 6, but question 1 of August 2022. Let's go to August 2022, question number 1A. August 2022, question number 1A. If you get bad examiners, Immaculate, how to get certainty cash flows. You know, certainty cash flows, you're given these cash flows, eh? So you multiply this with the certainty equivalent coefficient, like 10 times 0.9 gave us 9. So to get certainty cash flows, you take the cash flows that we have here times the CEC. I hope that is helpful. I hope that is helpful. I hope that is helpful. All right. Thank you so much. So then we go to August 2022, question number 1A. A project requires an initial investment of 500,000. It is expected to generate cash inflows of how much? 200,000, isn't it? 200,000, that is what we expect to get. That is what we expect to get. 200,000 is what we expect to get. This is what we expect to get. For the next, how many years? 5 years. The fund is indifferent between a certain amount of 181,343, 347 at the end of the first year, and the expected amount is what year? 200,000. Number 2, very good examiner, risk-free rate of return is 5%. So they want us in this case here to give them the net present value of the project incorporating certainty equivalent coefficient. Not many ninjas will be able to get this question correct. Not many, not many. But a student, of course, who has been in my class will be able to celebrate here. Because what we'll do here is to come and write years 1, 2, 3, up to year number what year? Have they given me expected cash flows? Yeah, they have done that. They have given me expected cash flows. So 200,000, isn't it? Can we cut the 3 zeros in shillings thousands? Yeah. So year 2 will be 200, 200, 200, 200, isn't it? Then I create a column here for what here, somebody? For CEC. For CEC. And then here, I will have another column for what here? Certainty cash flows, or certain cash flows. Like that. Now, whenever the examiner denies giving you CEC, he must give you the certainty or the certain cash flow for year one. That has to be given. That has to be given for year one. That has to be given. Has he given me the certain cash flows of year one? Certain cash flow of year one, what does he say? The firm is indifferent. Look at the additional information one. The firm is indifferent between a certain amount of what here somebody. One is a 1,347 at the end of the first year and the expected. So here we have 181,347, isn't it? Yeah. 181,347. So they come and give us CEC for year one. CEC. You see, CEC for year one, it will be, how will we get this CEC for year one as a working? I will take 200 times CEC for year one, it should be equal to what here somebody? Oh, I'm alone. 200, I'm writing the wrong place. Let me come here. CPC for year one. So it should be, you take this, you see, to get certainty cash flows, what we do? We take the expected cash flows times who? CEC, isn't it? And then remember, certain cash flow of year one is 181,347. It will be equal to the expected cash flow of year one, which is 200 times CEC year one. Therefore, sorry. I should have written this as 181 point, because it is shillings thousands, isn't it? Shillings thousands. But 181.347 equals 200 CEC1. Therefore, CEC1 will be 181.347 divided by who? Give me 4 decimal places. Give me 4 decimal places. The CEC should be Mado. 7 like that. The online guys, are we getting this kind of a thing? Now, everything becomes very interesting in terms of how we get now the other CECs. For the year one, this one here is always raised to power what year? Power 1. And then now for the other year subsequently, you'll keep on increasing the power. So you'll come here and they say 0.9067 raised to power who? Power 2. 0.9067 raised to power 3. That's what you do to get the others. 0.9067 raised to power 4. 0.9067 raised to power 5. Raised to power 5. First of all, write like this. And then I'll be able to write mine as I write now the correct. But as you guys are doing this, are you able to understand what I'm doing? How about these online ninjas? Are you able to understand what Mwalimu is doing? Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you so much, Matilda. And Matilda, nowadays, I don't get to see you in my class. I think you disappear quite a lot nowadays. Please ensure that now we are on the last leg of our syllabus coverage and revision. You must attend all classes. No missing of classes. No missing of classes. Jerida there is crying. I don't know why. I don't know why Jerida is crying. Because if I've ever taught you before, especially in FM intermediate level, this Mwalimu is normally a live wire. It's not a dead wire, but you must attend all classes and keep on repeating the questions that I give you, the questions that we do here in class. Keep on doing them. Keep on doing them. Oh, okay. Keep on doing them. Keep on doing them. Keep on doing those questions severally. Keep on doing those questions severally, and then we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. All right. All right. So then, if we're in agreement, the first one will not change, but now the second one, I have to wrap this to write the correct one. What figure do we have here, somebody? Point. 221. How about the third one? 7454. All right. How about this one here? Raised to power 4. 6759. How about the last one here? 6-1. Then are you able to give me now these answers? Actually, even if they're in 2 decimal places, I don't care really. The first one, I'll leave it like that because that is given by the examiner. Or for uniformity, you can talk of how many decimal places for uniformity. You can talk of 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places. So this one here will give me what figure?
64.420.
0.20.
420.
420. The online guys should, online guys, freelance confirmed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go to the third one. The third one, what do we have here? 149. 0.080, right? Great. Thank you very much. 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 So we move to the next one. We move to the next one. Next one, in this case, this one will give us 135.18. Thank you very much, Jane and Grace. Great. The last one. 122.560. Now, from here, what do you think should we do next? You know, I don't know, for whatever reason, let a student in this case here from nowhere, they just add this and then they subtract initial outlay. You ask them, what have you done? And they have not yet discovered. So that is how you get to know that the devil is real. There must be Satan in this world. Satan is there. So in this case, we should do what a PV, isn't it? PV. Using which rates? The risk-free rate, isn't it? So come and provide us with the PV here at the risk-free rate. So the very first thing you do, you look for your table and see whether 5% is provided there. Usianza kuniambia mwalimu anataka kuonyesha ati exam niko na hinya. Unajua hinya ni German word na maanisha ati hinya. Niko na nguvu. Hakuna. Kama 5% iko, soma kwa table directly live. Soma kwa table directly live. Soma kwa table directly live. All right, so I hope we have figures. If you don't mind, I can copy or you can give me the figures very fast. The PV is 0.9524. How about this one here at 5%? 9070. 8638. Yes, 0.8227. 0.7835. Matilda also was giving me the figures. So then come and create the last column for DCFs. We call them DCFs, discounted cash flows. Here, if you give me 2 decimal places, I'll be happy. Just 2 decimal places. How you get these DCFs? You are taking this times this, give me 2 numbers. So Frida, 172.72. 172.72. Thank you, Mary Ann. 172.72. Then we go to the second one. We go to the second one. So the second one and the second one. The second one. According to Caroline, 149.13. 149.13. 149.13. Frida has given me the third one, 128.78. 128.78. 178. And then we have here 111. 111.1, right? 121. And then lastly, what do we have here? I'm going to be showing 96 point what here? 0073. 03. Thank you so much. So then after that, give me the total, isn't it? So the total present value, you add all of the discounted cash flows, isn't it? Add all of them, discounted cash flows. 657. 657.86. Thank you very much. And then we subtract what here? Initial outlay, isn't it? Less IO. Are you able to see the initial outlay? 500, isn't it? So are you able to see a positive net present value of 157?
Yes.
0.86. Have you said that the project is viable? The project will be viable. The project will be viable. So I expect all my students who are following me live today through YouTube to subscribe. That is the biggest favor you can do for me. Subscribe. There's one big page there which has 18,000 subscribers. Subscribe. Ensure that you are liking as well those videos. That will enable me to keep on producing more videos like that. All right. Thank you so much. And then, of course, I should make a decision of joining RCM for your revision classes. Thank you.